But then there's sort of licensing groups that will actively like pitch you to TV shows and primetime TV shows and things that have more of a monetary value. And those are the kinds of things that I think. So I think what you should do is have like sort of a dual strategy, like because if you have your music, we have our back catalog on Pump Audio is the biggest one I think right out there right now, and we have our whole back catalog on there, and it's just like making money just sitting there.
So your new album came out last month, right?
Yeah,
it officially get released last month. Stories, No Names.
Yes,
and I really liked it. I reviewed it for Texas Music, and it just really shows, I think, a progression of going from sort of the power pop band into something a little bit more serious, but still light in terms of the instrumentation and the kind of thing that you can. I put it on the other day in my car, and just from like the first note, it was just something that I just responded to immediately. So, I mean, talk about the album itself and, how it was conceived and how it came together.
Well, we initially wanted to, because of money, we were initially going to do an EP. So we went in with Lars Goranson, who has done all of our other albums, to do 3 songs. And with mixed results, we kind of were like, okay, this is good. Well, the 3 songs seemed kind of disparate. Like we were doing one that was kind of fun and bouncy. We did another one that was a little bit more kind of straightforward rock, and then we did a cover of Making Plans for Nigel. And so we were like, okay, the XTC song for those of you who are not aware. And so we were like, okay, and then we kind of ran out of money, so we were like, we just sort of shelved it for a while. And we're like, well, this doesn't really I don't know how this is going to work. So then we went in with this guy. Once we did get a little bit more money together, we went in with this guy named Britton Beisenherz, and he has a studio out in Ramble Creek called Ramble Creek that's out in Oak Hill, and it's built into his house. And so I have to say that going out there with him actually kind of shaped some of the feel of what we ended up doing. He had this big room, a very big room that we all played in together. And I think we created what I thought was more of a band kind of feel on a lot of the tracks. And the other thing that we really liked about on this album that we didn't have on the previous one was the other guitarist, Eric Roberts, and I both got these gearheads will probably recognize this. It's the Line 6 4-in-1 stomp box thing. It's basically all the Line 6 pedals that they've come out with over the last 4 years or whatever. They combined into one box, and so basically this thing like can do pretty much anything you want it to do. So Eric and I both got those, and that kind of influenced a lot of the guitar textures that we did, and a lot of the delays and stuff that we. We're not washed in reverb. We're not that kind of band. We just used it to make a little bit more texture and just a little bit more depth, I think, to the songs.
Yeah, I would agree. It's definitely not over heavy-handed. And then the toy pianos and some other little interesting percussion type things that you've done on it as well.
Yeah. It was a fun album to do because I think we took little things here and there, and like the toy piano, like you said, Chris's wife had gotten him a toy piano for his birthday, I think it was, and we were just sitting around his house one day, and then I was just sort of looking at it, and I was thinking of a song called by Seals and Crofts, actually, Summer Breeze. You know that song? And it has toy piano in it, and I was sort of obsessed with that song at the time, and I went to Chris's house to talk to him about something, and I was just like, we should really have toy piano in this song. It would be really good. You have one right here. He was like, oh yeah, I got this for my birthday. I was like, done and done. Let's do this.
So what do you guys have going on in terms of gigs, or what does the future hold?
Well, right now, I think with a lot of people, we're waiting to hear back from South by Southwest.
Waitlisted.
Yeah, waitlisted right now. And so that's probably the next thing on the horizon is South by Southwest, and its attendant parties and all that stuff. I know a bunch of people who are coming in, so it's exciting. this is good. This is a good year for it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're excited about the new record. So, hopefully that will work out.
Yeah, be able to get it out there and get people listening to it. And
yeah.
stuff. You can definitely, now that it's like mid-February, start to feel that excitement of South by.
Definitely, there's a lot of buzz going on right now, for sure, and it's starting to ramp up. The craziness is about to take hold.
I think for about a half a minute yesterday, I thought I'm going to be really organized and I'm going to RSVP to parties and I'm going to keep up with this stuff. And then today I was like, okay, that's just out the door. Like just RSVP for everything and then show up. But I hope you're on the list.
The other thing, but the funny thing about this RSVPing madness is I know somebody.
Why?
I know somebody who posted. She was like, "I'm just gonna not RSVP to anything, and I'm just gonna be okay with it." And I was like, you know what? That's not too insane of an idea because. How many things have you RSVP'd for during South by Southwest and not gone to?
Like all of them?
Yeah, pretty much like everything. I mean, like I can't.
And then the one thing I want to go to is the one thing that they were requiring an RSVP for that I'm like,
that you didn't. On it. Yeah, it's like, don't you know who I am? Look, I'll show you my website.
Of course, yeah, on my phone. Look,
check it out.
Me. It's I've done that in the past where I'm like, I'm just not going to RSVP for anything because this is just too stupid. But then
But then you're like,
yeah.
Why didn't I just RSVP to that?
Just that one thing, like this, like the Paste one that has Ockerville River and Rocky Erickson. I don't even think they're playing a showcase, so I just was like, okay, definitely doing that one.
Yeah.
But that was when I was deluded in thinking that I could keep track of these, there's going to be like 6 of those, right? And then, 20 more just came out right after it.
You know what I wish, and I don't know if this is true, but they just came, well, I know this part is true. They just came out with 2 South by Southwest apps for the iPhone.
Yes.
Which are extremely badass.
Yeah, I haven't had time to play with them, but what my hope is that there's some GPS involved that's going to help me, wherever I am, be like, okay, what's close?
I'm pretty sure that's in there somewhere. I mean, if it's not, then...
It needs to be.
It needs to be, yeah. I haven't really played with it, like you said, I haven't really played with it either, but there is a lot of cool stuff. I hope that, or it would be really cool if you could RSVP for, all these events on there. And again, I haven't checked that out, but that would be pretty sweet to help you handle all of your RSVPs in one spot. But
I mean, if nothing else, there's the Joe's stuff, which they always have good people, and the Home Slice thing always has good people, and Waterloo, afternoon shows there. Sometimes it's better just to go to these parties in the afternoon.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be lots of fun.
It is.
The coffee shops have bands in the afternoons and parking lots and people's backyards.
My house.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Just kidding. Don't
Everybody
go to my house.
Jason's house now. I was actually trying to think of something I could do, but then I was like, wow, there's enough going on. I probably don't need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually...
a month later
I've actually thought about that. I'm like, would it be worth it to try to fight the machine? And then I was like, no, probably not. So it's just it's a machine. It's a beast.
Yeah, you just need to let the beast be the beast and do your little part in it, whatever it is, official.
You're just like a drop in the tide, drop in the bucket.
Yeah. Do you ever do the interactive part of South by?
I haven't, but I've heard that it is taking off. A lot of my friends are really into it.
We could talk about this for hours, and we won't. But I'm very into it, and get a lot out of that aspect as well. Should be. So it's really like this big, overwhelming week of just media overload, but it's the best week ever. So, well, thank you so much for coming over.
Sure.
And would you play something?
Well, you talked me into it.
And you're going to play my guitar.
Yes.
Which...
you said you just restrung it, right?
Well, like a year ago.
Oh. Well, but still, I mean...
I haven't played it since I restrung it.
Well, then there, it should be...
So that'll be good. I think the guitar will be happy to have some really actual talented person playing it. So.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
Well, we'll be right back with more from Jason Garcia.